What's up, backup channel? Hopefully you folks are getting this okay. I promise I do change clothes. I'm filming this after the live stream that we did on Friday morning, okay? So there you go. That's why I'm wearing the same camo and the same hat. I bathe, I change clothes, the whole 9 yards. Major announcement, okay? So as you folks have probably realized, the backup channel has just been parked over here. I haven't been able to do a whole lot over here. I do love history. Y'all know this, but the history videos, it takes a lot of research. It takes a lot of time to put notes and stuff together. And I just haven't had the time. So let me tell you a story real quick, and then I'll explain to you what's coming next over here on this channel, okay? Because again, it's been parked over here and it doesn't seem fair, to be honest. You folks here on the backup channel had my back when I was in YouTube prison for a week, and I haven't forgotten that. I hadn't forgotten about the crowd over here. I love y'all, man. Y'all have supported me more probably than anybody else, you know, so I do appreciate it. So early this year in 21, my friend Travis contacted me, and for those that don't know, maybe you're brand new here, I'm huge into prepping. Prepping's actually a lifestyle. It's not even a hobby. It's a lifestyle. You have to live it. But my hobbies really are history and the 80s. Retro gaming, arcades, movies, music, etc. So he called me up the beginning of this year and he's like, John, we need to do an 80s podcast. He has a channel here already on YouTube. And I'm like, I mean, that sounds interesting, but I ain't got the time, son. So as I'm laying in bed with the COVID here recently, he calls and he's like, man, I heard you were sick. I'm just checking on you, brother. What's, you gonna make it? And I'm like, I'm not doing so well, Travis. I said, I'm laying here regretting the fact that we didn't do an 80s podcast together. We need to do that. If I get through this and get to feeling better, we need to do that. Because I really regret it. I mean, it's weird when you're laying there. If you've ever been in this situation, or maybe you're waiting on a test result or something to come back, and not trying to bore y'all, but when you're laying there and you're thinking, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be here, a lot of stuff runs through your mind. You regret not doing certain things. You regret doing certain things, definitely. And so one of the regrets is I'm talking to him on the phone is like, again, we should have did that. And I know that sounds weird coming from a prepping backup channel, right? But you folks deserve to be more than just a prepping backup channel. This is still the backup channel for Prepper Nation. I don't trust Google, to be honest with you. I have no idea when they're going to nail me again. And so this is a backup platform to post videos and things. But it doesn't seem right just to leave it sitting here idle either, So I'm a prepper, but I mean, come on guys, with the COVID out there, the pandemic, with the inflation, with the commander-in-chief threatening us outright, I mean, the world's upside down and I'm human, I'm like everybody else. There are certain times when I get worn down from it and I just need a break, Some people may be into drugs, I don't know. Some people may be into drinking or fishing, or everybody has hobbies outside of prepping. I guess you could consider fishing prepping though, right? But people have hobbies is what I'm trying to say. We're not robots. Preppers are not robots. We have other interests as well. And so Travis and I, once a week, it's going to take, a month and a half to get this thing rolling, but we're going to try and do a weekly podcast all about the 80s. Some of it's going to be historical events like, say, the Challenger. So there'll be some history in there. Arcades, again, movies and music, stuff like that. Just everything to do with the 80s. And this should, in theory, give me an hour a week at least away from all of the gloom and doom. And I'm really looking forward to it. I get it. You folks are here for the prepping. 95% of you could probably care less about the 80s. And that's fine. If you happen to see it in your timeline or whatever, just skip it. No obligation to watch it. We will actually probably be thrilled if we get 100 people watching the podcast, but we're not doing it for fame or money. We're not doing it for anything like that. We're doing it because we legit love the 80s. And he's sick of the pandemic. I'm sick of the pandemic. And we're looking to get together once a week and just ramble about the 80s and just escape for a little while, you know. So I wanted to make that announcement over here. Again, a month and a half. You're going to see it change over here a little bit, the branding and stuff like that. But it's still going to be our backup channel. For you folks, I don't think I mentioned this. We're calling it the Completely 80s Podcast. Everything 80s, all right? So, you know, if that's your jam, I look forward to seeing you in there. I'm still going to wear the blazer here and there, I promise. But if it's not your jam, that's okay, all right? But until tomorrow morning when we go live again, thank y'all for listening to this rant, this ramble, and God bless.